Hello folks, it's Tassie back once again for another Amstrad review. It's been a long time, but hey ho, I felt it was time that I did some more Amstrad stuff, so there we go. Just before I boot up the game, and I just want to have a little talk about the actual programming and to cut a long story short, it's the game I'm looking at today is a game that first appeared on the Spectrum in, I think it was 1986, could have been 85, and it was a game called Rebelstar Raiders. And this game is basically the very, very beginnings of all the XCOM games. If you're an XCOM fan, you might find this interesting, you might find it boring, I really don't know. Yeah, basically, how I discovered this game is I bought an Amstrad CPC back in the day. I think it was 84 or 85, but I played a few turn-based strategy games, and this one really shone out as a jewel in the crown. Julian Gollett programmed, should I say, Rebelstar Raiders was just converted to Rebelstar for the Amstrad CPC. Later Rebelstar Raiders 2 came out on Spectrum, but it didn't come out on the Amstrad. Screw you, Gollop, you bad egg. He later went on to do Lords of Chaos, which he's done a sort of remake of. The classic Laser Squad. I think he was going to do a Laser Squad 2, but that turned into UFO Enemy Unknown. And then obviously with the Terror from the Deep, which he didn't program, but it's part of the franchise. The fantastic XCOM Apocalypse, and then obviously I'm sure you're aware of many projects that he worked on but got canned and never made light of day, which is very sad. But then Jake Solomon took over the franchise basically from Firaxis, bought by Sid Meier. Did a fantastic job of reinventing the series, where we had XCOM Enemy Unknown, fantastic add-on package which was Enemy Within, which I felt made the game very complete, really good. 2016 of February next year we're going to see XCOM 2, so I thought it'd be quite nice to go right back to the very beginning and look at the roots of XCOM, because this is where it comes from. So I'm gonna run the program and we'll have a look. I apologise, by the way, for any heavy breathing. If you've listened or looked at any of my other videos, my mic sound was down a bit, and I've pumped it right up, so you might hear a lot of I'm not doing anything weird, and I've also got a bit of a cold, so bear with me. Anyway, here we go. Rebelstar, a science fiction war game. Mission briefing. The Raiders must gain access to the moon base Delta via 3 of the 4 accessible airlocks. Remember, only the combat droids can open the airlocks by destroying the airlock controls. You begin with just 3 combat droids. You will receive reinforcements after all 5 laser defences have been destroyed. Victory will be yours when Isaac is dead. Long live the rebellion. Come on, get in there. Yeah, so here we go. Now, I'm going to tell you now, this game is absolutely rock hard. And I'm also going to tell you, this game takes a long time to complete. So I'm not going to be doing a full playthrough here. But we'll have a look at all the controls, and we'll have a look at a few different things. And it doesn't really matter what level I put it on, I suppose, but because I'm quite seductive, I don't know what the word is. I've had a few bottles of Stella, so I'm a bit wobbly, so you'll just have to bear with me, I'm afraid. Anyway, we'll put it on level 6, and that we'll probably get battered. We'll get battered like an old fish. Okay, so this is the deployment stage where we set out all our troops. One thing I'm just going to say straight away is, because I've seen his name, that's Captain Krenin. Whenever I play any modern XCOM game, Krenin is always one of my men. Sort of like as a homage and tribute to this game, really. And also there's one called Dirty Harry, or I don't call Dirty Harry, I call him Clint Westwood, which is also a sort of tribute to this game. But anyway, where these stars are basically the deployment areas, and as you can see, just move it over here, you've got the airlock control. Now the only person that can open or should I say the only thing that can open the airlock control are your droids, and you only start off with 3. So I'll put some links up for where you can download an emulator if you wish, and also where you can download the game. So if you do actually try it, just bear this in mind. When you deploy your droids, you want to leave that space free and put one of your droids in there. Also, whatever you do, don't stick all your men in here, and don't put a droid in, otherwise you won't get them out and they'll be trapped for the whole game. So anyway, we'll stick a few troops down. As you can see, they've all got different names, so we'll stick a few in there. We'll move down. I think there's a big one down here. Oh, just going to have a quick look. There's an enemy here. There's a few about these floating about. Master droids. Objects in. Anyway, he's a bad egg. There's another one just here. Another bad egg. You'll see. I'll put the map view up in a minute. I can't actually put it up at the moment because I'm deploying, but let's stick a few units down. Well, I like an absolute tit. I've done what I said don't do, and that's put a man there, so don't listen to me. Never listen to a man who drinks Stella Artois, because he'll just talk shit to you all day. Okay, let's stick a few in here. I think there are 4 airlocks, I think there are, where you can deploy your troops. I shouldn't be sticking this many troops down here, because... Oh, and I've stuck a droid there, what an ass! It shouldn't really... Anyway, I'll deploy me droids, and I'll try and get back on track. Let's put one there. You'll probably find as you get older in life, you're not as dexterous with your fingers as what you used to be. And that's me, I'm afraid, so... There we go, we deployed the troops. Now it's our first turn. Right, well, as you can see, you got select your unit, your next unit, map. We'll click map because a few interesting things to look at. I'll tell you now that I think the default map key is J. So, yeah. Right, the first difference you'll notice if you play any sort of XCOM games is you actually see all the enemy units. And you can see, don't let that fool you by the way, because we're probably going to get really arse kicked here. But one thing that the units do, if enemy units, if they're under fire, they'll put themselves into cover, they'll hide, they'll ambush you. Do not be fooled from a game from 1986, trust me. But anyway, the little dots in the corners that you can see, and then the sort of two dots that look like a pair of tits in the bottom left, those are your laser gun things, and if you blow up all 5 of those, you get reinforcements. They don't come straight away. I think they come after a few turns, and then right in the centre of the screen you can see like just one dot with a big square. And what I'll do is just scroll over to that now, just to show you. But doesn't. I want to go down a bit. Down. Don't come too far. Up. Right, here we go. It's worth showing you this because if I can find it. Oh dear me. Oh, there we go. Now, right in the centre of the screen, which was trying to show you. There, you can see we're sort of centred in the middle now. You'll notice there's a lot of troops around the middle, and that's for a reason, because right in the middle, see there's a little patrol droid. Screw it down a bit. That's Isaac. He's a bad egg. Take him out and win the game. As you can see, there's lots of coffee dispenser. I should try and, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty certain. Scattered around the whole base are tokens. I think they're coffee tokens. If you pick the tokens up and use them in the dispenser, I think they give you health. I'm sure they give you health. I'm pretty certain they do. Also, this is the Armory, and in the Armory there's some weapons and ammo. It's always useful to go there because after a while you do start running out of ammo and you have to sort of, do you know what I mean, be a bit more conservative. As you can see, you've got all sorts of enemies scattered around. That's a warrior droid. One thing I should mention straight away, back in 1986, this game was absolutely groundbreaking. It really was. But one of the rare features it actually had a two-player game where one unit can play as the rebels and one played as the droids. Now, I think the victory conditions were slightly different for the two-player mode. I can't quite remember, but I remember me and my mate having lots and lots of fun playing this game. I ain't going to tell you what everything does in the game. For example, there's a Mediprobe there. I wonder what that does. But yeah, anyway, let's get to, that's one of the, in the corner there, that's one of the laser defences. Just click the map. As you can see in the corner, that's one of the laser defences you take out to get your reinforcements. I don't know if I said, but I have got a bit of a cold, so if I am heavy breathing on you, it's not intentional, and I haven't got anything in my hand apart from my keyboard. Right, there's loads of enemies here, so what we'll do is I'll start showing you some of the actions that you can do with the troops. Now, obviously, combat droid, you need one of those in each airlock. If you haven't got one in there, you can't get out, so bear that in mind. So we'll select him. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is combat droid, it's got its morale. Its morale is great at the moment. If it gets hit, or some of his colleagues start getting killed, it will start going down, and all sorts of weird things will start happening. Stamina's good. If it gets hit, that'll start going down. Now we've got the classic action points that have gone through all the XCOM games over the years. Apart from the two new ones, action points have gone, and I think for the better, and it's speeded the whole thing up, but I'm diversing. But anyway, I for info. Now, going over back in 1986, getting sort of stats like this on all your different units was just, I can't say how mind-blowing it was. I mean, you've got your morale value, and that drops if you get hit or you lose enemies. Your endurance, obviously, that'll go down. Your combat, the skill weapons, a burden, that comes into play after a while. Agility, your size, and then you think that's it. You hit the space, and then you get a rook and more, and different factors and things that come into play. It's just even now when I play this game, and I think when it was made and what sort of games was around when this was around. This was like head over it. It was just absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how good it was. And even now, when I look back at it, I can look at this game and admire it and think, wow, just brilliant. But anyway, diversing again. That's Stellar Artois for you. So we've got our unit selected. We had it on. We're going to put it into fire mode. Now, one thing I think is missing from probably the new games, which is you've basically got like a free roam for your fire. Where you aim is where you fire, whereas on the modern games, where you shoot is basically what you can select, which is not an awful lot. But anyway, to get out of this airlock, we need to get out. As you can see, we've got an ammo of 4. An aim shot will cost us 10 action points. A snapshot costs us 5. It's very close. It'll be pretty hard to miss that from there. So we're going to take a snapshot. So that'll be 5 off 20. That should leave us 15 if we hit. So let's have a snapshot. There we go. Explode open the door, and as you can see, it's still in fire mode. So we're going to cancel fire mode and have a quick look at the map. Now, as you can see, there's units below us, units sort of in front of us. One thing that you, like any XCOM game, you cannot stay in the open. If you stay in the open, you'll get battered. You get battered like an old fish. So your priority really is to get your units into cover, and I'll try and show you that by I'm going to leave this one in the open, and we'll see what happens. What I'll do with this unit, I'm basically using that droid as a bit of bait here. So we get Captain Crennan. By the way, if you kill a unit, you can go over the dead body of that enemy unit, and you can pick up their guns and their ammo and whatever equipment they've got. And like I say, back in the time, this was unheard of. This is absolutely mental stuff. So anyway, we're going to go into fire mode. Actually, before we go into fire mode, just press J for map. And you can see there's a unit at the top there, and I don't want him poking his nose anywhere near me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into something called opportunity fire. So click fire mode, and you basically put your aim where you think someone might stick their nose out. So I'm going to stick it right the way along there. I'm going to put that into opportunity fire. this is basically like this is basically like I cannot think Overwatch. It's basically Overwatch in XCOM. So we'll select another unit. Now there's some units down the bottom here, some enemy units. So let's see. And I'm basically going to get these into cover, and also enemy shots, destructible environments, so you can shoot out walls and stuff like that. Let's just go down to this one. Oh, this is right, I made it right tit of things, didn't I? Select them. Move him up. Okay, so get the droid to go into fire mode. Same track again. Blow the control thing up. Snapshot. And there we go. Cancel. And put that into that mode again. I think there's a few enemies around here. I'm not playing a full game, by the way. I just want to show you the basics of the game and how it works. And I really do recommend you give this a go. I know it's an old game from 1986, and it's coming on for 30 years old. Is that right? 60, yeah, coming on for 30 years old. But even now, right, let's go into fire mode. I should be able to see some here. There we go, we've got two there. So let's take a pop shot at him. As you see, we've got a laser gun there. I'm going to go for an aim shot here. No, I'm not. I've not got action points. I'm going to have to go for a snapshot. Here we go. Now, as you can see, I've hit him, but he ain't dead. Now, I'm going to put him onto opportunity fire now. So if that bloke moves, he's a dead biscuit, hopefully. Now, we've got to be careful because one of those master droids are there. Now, I'm going to put him into fire mode. Now, because there's... Let's take this, have a go at him. Now, let's have a snap. Just like the original XCOM, can really get on your tits because they do miss. So, and also that you'll find that the enemy are absolutely brutal. It's just like the original XCOM, absolutely brutal. We'll put that into opportunity fire. I'm basically just going to do. I'm not going to move all my men. I'll move a few. It's just basically to give you a bit of a demo of what the game's like. Fire. Let's have a snap. No. Right. Okay. I don't know if I've got enough action points to do opportunity, have I? Yeah, I have. Okay. What I'm going to do is, because I just basically wanted to show you the game, so I'm going to put it in, I'm going to end my turn now, and you'll watch me get battered. Here we go. So the units start moving. Excuse me. Brutal. Oh. hopefully if that unit doesn't get hit again, we'll have a quick look at it. See how that unit went into hide then? These are bad eggs. I think for its time this game was an absolute masterpiece. I really do. And when you consider it was like £3. £3 for a game of this quality, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh man. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. As you can see, when you hit things, some things do blow up. Some things don't. The only really downside to this game that I can really say, I suppose, is that it's a very, very long game, but you can see how I'm getting whooped. One of the things that you can do with WinApe is you can actually save the game, which is great, and you can come back to it and play it another day, which is always nice, but don't expect to finish this in an hour because it won't happen. So what I'll just do is I think some of these units got a bit of a batter. I know that Captain Crennan got shot, which I think he's up here. Oh. Well, where are you, fella? There you go. So if I select that unit, see his burden, no, it's not him, it must be someone else. Select them. Oh, get off. Yeah, see that one there, that he's got a wounds of 2, and that his morale's turned to afraid. I think his action points have gone down a little, and that's the great thing about this game, is as people get shot and hurt. And there are a few surprises, which I ain't going to mention. It's best if you want to play the game, it's always nice to have a few surprises, so I ain't going to spoil that for you. This game, tactics-wise, gameplay-wise, fantastic, absolutely brilliant. For a strategy game, this gets 10 out of 10 for me. I know the graphics are, they're not bad. They're functional. I think the only really bad thing I could say about it is that there's only just this one map. But you do get, I think it's great how you've got like two player mode. Very rare for its day. Not many games you could play 2 players on back in the day. So yeah, fantastic game. The beginning of XCOM, the very first XCOM game, I call this, because it really is. Give it a try, because it is a blast. It's good fun even after all these years. This is Tazzy signing off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again. Goodbye. Ta-ta.